Now, with the countdown beginning for the EU referendum, British Prime Minister David Cameron is doing all that he can to urge people to vote for the United Kingdom to remain in the European Union. Therefore, in his bid to galvanize public support, David Cameron even visited the Iskcon temple on Friday. At that temple, the British Prime Minister received a very warm reception. In fact, he was even garlanded by the priests, as you can see on your visuals there. He also laid the foundation for the Krishna Haveli at the temple premises. But the thing that clearly won a lot of appreciation was his Gujarati and Hindi appeal to the people of Indian origin to remain in the European Union.
Stay in Europe because it's good for Britain, good for your children and good for your grandchildren. It's going to be a Europe of opportunity and jobs. I won't attempt my Gujarati again in case I get it wrong, but the message is clear. We're stronger, we're safer, we're better off in.
So Europe mein rehna hai.
Europe mein rehna hai.
Okay, stay in the EU. That's the message coming in from the British Prime Minister David Cameron. In fact, he is doing his best to galvanize support. And the visuals that we're showing you right now is of his visit to the Iskcon temple. And this visit, in fact, took place as Britain would be voting very soon. This was at the Watford temple. He received a very warm reception. The priests were quite happy to receive the British Prime Minister. Let's just listen into what the British Prime Minister had to say to India Today's Lavina Tandon a short while back.
Stay in Europe because it's good for Britain, good for your children and good for your grandchildren. It's going to be a Europe of opportunity and jobs. I won't attempt my Gujarati again in case I get it wrong, but the message is clear. We're stronger, we're safer, we're better off in.
So Europe mein rehna hai.
Europe mein rehna hai.
All right, India Today's Lavina now joins us for more. Lavina, the British Prime Minister, by his own admission, has said that he's very concerned about the outcome of the European Union referendum. But if Britain votes to leave the EU, explain this to us. What does it actually mean then?
If Britain votes to leave EU, this will be the most historic decision for the country, and I'll tell you how. Which means that they break their relationship with a 28-country European Union, which means we do not know exactly how it will pan out for UK, and that's the big question here. How is the UK leaving the EU would look like? But definitely what it looks like at this point in time is that they will have to revisit the free economic trade zone. So economy will take a hit, and a lot of people, including the World Bank, has predicted that at least 100,000 jobs will take a hit. It is very possible that the headquarters of the European Bank would move to France, which will take a lot of jobs away, because UK, after all, is the only thing that at this point in time it sells the most or imports the most are its financial services. And London is the hub of that. So that's one concern. The second thing is that the borders, the immigration, which is a big question of the hour. Out campaigners say that we will have more control over the border. We would not have to give out our services, welfare services, extend the welfare services and put more pressure on this island to the EU nationals. But at the same time, would they be able to negotiate a free trade zone, which is very important? It's the biggest 500 million market for UK without giving them access to the border is the second question. Of course, there is science and security, which are other two things. But how exactly UK will pan out is difficult to see. But definitely, they will have to self-sustain themselves, and world will look at them as a unit of 65 million people. Would they want to trade the same way as they do with UK now will be the big question.
Okay, and that's probably why the Prime Minister has been having several sleepless nights by his own admission. In fact, he said that leaving the EU could mean very dangerous consequences as far as, the jobs is concerned. But, Lavina, just stay with me. We would like to hear from the British Prime Minister there, appealing to the Indian community. He even had the chance to speak to you and also speak in Gujarati. So that's interesting. Let's just listen into that reaction.
Apre Europe ma revoi gioie. Europe ma rehena hey. Apre Europe ma revoi gioie. Europe ma rehena hey.
All right, Lavina, that was hilarious, just to hear the British Prime Minister trying his luck with Hindi and Gujarati. But generally, how has the response been? Because he's been doing a lot of, rounds and work to even appeal the Indian community in Britain.
Oh my God, absolutely. Because of course, Indian community is quite substantial and very influential. We must remember that. He is having sleepless nights, and a very good reason to have that is that he's not even 2 years into his term, and he might be ousted as the Prime Minister if we vote out. That's a very big deal, and that could happen absolutely, because he's voting for Remain in. So his position is at stake at this point in time. Apart from that, Indian community or any community, there is no one community vote that is going for this referendum. This referendum has truly divided the country and community. So one can't say that the Indian diaspora would be interested to vote in or vote out. This has truly, within the party, the Tory party, there's such a massive divide. And it is actually a fight within the Tory party, which is this blue and blue, as they say it here, is at stake. So he is trying his level best. The same day, can you imagine, this day that yesterday, when he came to the Watford Mandir and he laid the foundation for Krishna Haveli as well.
Right.
The same day he came attending the Queen's birthday in the St. Paul's Cathedral, and in the evening he was going to the Jewish community to appeal the same. So both the sides are really trying their best to woo the voters, and of course this is the most crucial decision that UK will face in a decade, and just 43 years of alliance is coming to an end. It looks like, or not, we don't know, but yes, it's very, very crucial for the country and the world.
Absolutely. In fact, this seems to be far more crucial than the usual general elections. Lavina, for now, thanks so much for joining us. We, of course, will keep coming back to you for further news and updates on the EU referendum.